expert for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And I'm proud to welcome into the studio our new team for emergency preparedness in Yuba County. Now, I've lived through 2 floods, so I know a little bit about what's going on here. But welcome in the studio, John Stone. Good morning, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. What do you do?
So I'm the new planner, relatively new planner here at Yuba County OES. So helping develop, our responses to emergencies, local hazard mitigation plan, informing the public of what the services that OES can provide.
Well, tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
All over. Grew up in Missouri, then stationed down in San Diego. I was a Marine down there at 1st Recon. Yeah. Then I worked for the U.S. State Department overseas for a number of years. Undergrad at the University of Tennessee, grad school at Mizzou. Paid for grad school being a wildland firefighter back east. And then I got out here in August, just in time for the Dixie Fire.
Wow, you lead an interesting life, brother.
I try.
I met some of the crew, or the people down in Hot Shot crew down in the one that was tragedy this down in Arizona. I'm sure you know some of those people know about it. But anyways, their baseball team came to town last year to play the Gold Sox. It was interesting. Also, we're welcoming to the studio Oscar Marin.
How's it going? Good morning,
I'm doing fine. Now, you are the head poobah, if you will. Are you the new manager, if you will?
Yeah, I'm the emergency operations manager here for Yuba County.
Okay. Tell me about yourself.
So, grew up here, raised in Yuba County, born and raised here in Marysville. Okay. Been through both floods.
So you know every avenue and everything else. So you're intimately knowledge. Not that John doesn't. I'm just saying that you live here. You know things.
Yeah, I've been through here through all this time. Worked here locally. Did 5 years in CDF, which is CAL FIRE now. Yeah. I also did 12 years at the Marysville Fire Department when I used to be with CAL FIRE. Okay. So worked there and then retired. Pulled away from the fire service in 2012. 2009, I started working in the ER at the hospital. Still currently work there as an ER tech. I've been working in there on night shift for the past 13, 14 years.
So you're tired right now?
No.
Did you work last night?
No, I didn't. I worked this weekend, but not last night.
What's an ER tech do?
So an ER tech basically does everything that the EMT and on-ambulance does, plus assist all the surgeons with any traumas coming in, with these spins, orthopedics. We assist the nurses to care for the patients and all that. Pretty much all the technical work and all that. The only thing we don't do is anything that's evasive that requires penetrating the skin. So
you say you lived through 2 floods. What did you see that needs to be changed? And that's obviously why you stepped up.
Well, stepped up too because at the hospital in 2010 to 2012, I was the interim emergency preparedness manager at the hospital. Then I went and worked for Marshall Medical Hospital in Placerville for a year, and I was emergency preparedness manager over there. And during the Caldor fire.
What does a manager do?
So manager overall, we see the overall aspect of the emergency operations center. We basically see all the key plans and all the facets, all the stakeholders that required to come into play at the county level. We're like basically a support function. We support the agencies to making sure that they have the equipment and the ability to do their jobs to safely evacuate people during the floods.
With the new technology, I'm sure you're pretty happy to see some of the things come along.
Yes.
What's it, red zones? Is that what it is?
Code Red.
Code Red, okay. Yeah.
There's Code Red, which is a notification system that basically anyone can roll into it and then notifies you on the phone. It's just like iPause that the FEMA uses. Okay. And we actually paired that up with Zone Haven here in the county. And Zone Haven is something that it's implemented by the Yuba County SO, who they take charge of that. And that basically we could map out a polygram or any kind of map, square area of any part of Yuba County, and it sends out and direct information on that.
That's interesting. You know, we all think of emergency preparedness for fires, of course, and floods, but there's other things. You know, I'm sure you prepare for the zombie invasion. That's how, you know, we joke about that, but there's actual plans, I understand, for seeing some things like that, or aliens coming in, or I'm just saying that there are plans in place, right?
There's plans in place for almost anything disaster related that's natural, man-made, that could affect the economy, the infrastructure, or the people's lives.
Well, a lot of folks have been on edge because of the threat of World War III. tell you
Yeah.
the truth. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been on a lot of your folks' mind as well.
Yeah, it's and then there's a disaster plan for that too in every level and sector.
Let's talk a little bit more planning. We can welcome into this smiling lady, Sara Baggett.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Sara. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I am the newest addition
Okay.
to the OES, the Office of Emergency Services. I'm the emergency operations planner, and I'm a lifelong resident here at Yuba County. I'm a fifth-generation farmer here in Marysville, so we currently farm peaches as well. My background was I started out in the emergency room and worked as an ER tech there, and loved the excitement and the adrenaline so much I became an EMT.
So that's obviously a career path. You start out at ER Tech. Both of you have started out that way.
Yeah.
What is it about it that brings that makes you think? Not makes you think, that prepares you for what you do now.
I fell in love with just the opportunity to be involved with the different agencies locally, to be part of a team to help these individuals who are coming in with an emergency, with a time in their life where they needed assistance. And whether you were just the registration person, the tech, or the nurse or the doctor, you're part of that team to help these individuals that are coming in for help.
Well, that's a perfect segue into this young lady right here, because she's part of your team. What's your name?
Megan
Megan. What's your last name?
Akins.
Megan Akins. And tell me about yourself.
I am the admin tech at the OES office. I am more behind the scenes.
Okay.
Handle the financials and the background.
The support, the
paperwork.
things that just couldn't, y'all couldn't do your job without her. That's why you hired her, right?
Yeah, someone's got to run the show.
There you go. What do we call the go-to person, the goddess of the office, go-to?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Well, tell me about yourself. What's your family? You grow up this area?
I was born and raised in Yuba, so
Okay.
I'm familiar with the area. I do remember the '97 flood as well.
Yeah.
I've mostly done administrative work for the last 10 years, which kind of led me into an opportunity within the county. And I recently, at the end of last year, moved over to Office of Emergency Services.
Well, welcome aboard. How many people do you have on your team, if you don't mind me? I mean, this is just the central portion, but because when things happen, you guys swell up.
Yes, currently in our office, like I said, we have 4 of us running the everyday operations and all that. And we have 2 others that are also doing the county administration. Our CAO, Kevin Marin, he's also the director of OES. And our deputy director of OES is Sean Powers, who's he's the assistant county administrator officer.
Well, as I told you, I lived through 2 floods. In fact, I lived in the one pocket area that got hit twice over near the dog pound over there. But one of the things that if I was thinking about doing what y'all do, I would have seen that the notification that it's okay to come back in needed to be improved. You know what I mean is you had to evacuate, and there was looters and all that other stuff, so you wanted to get back in as soon as you can. Has that been improved at all? I mean, has been thought about as well, about response to get back in?
Yes, that's where, again, with Code Red comes into play.
Yeah.
Our PIOs, which is Megan and Russ, and they're the county PIOs, but during emergency disasters, we have them strictly in the OES, and they're giving out information. They've actually utilized Code Red to actually notify and zone haven to know what sections are being let back into evacuation.
That was, it was planned, and you actually have used it now in real world time. Did it work as planned, or work as you wanted? And
I've talked to some of the Yuba County SOs, and they said that they actually like the zone haven, and especially during the evacs for the fire scenes and all, they can know what kind of streets need to be let in.
Okay. Well, John, being a Marine, you probably like the order of making sure people get out. That was probably something drilled into you when you were in the service, making sure the safety of your fellow citizens or fellow soldiers, if you will, fellow Marines. Tell me about what you do there. What do you think is the most uplifting part for you?
Oh, sure. Getting out with the community, hearing their concerns, starting to address them, kind of shifting from the big picture FEMA stuff and then kind of putting a Yuba County spin on it. it's obvious that there's, we go straight from floods to wildfire season to, whatever else. So
Usually in the
there's gotta
same week. Sometimes.
Yeah, so it's a pretty quick transition. You got to be kind of nimble and ready to do a quick pivot for the next, whatever disaster is kind of looming out there. So I find that exciting.
It's sort of like a war. I mean, if you will, long periods of boredom punctuated by seconds of terror. But it's always the calmest person in the room that everybody looks to, and that's what you got to do. Be calm and everything, and you've got the plans in place. And part of that planning is the annual Be Prepared Fair. Tell me about that. And is this something that the citizens can get involved in? Oscar,
the Prepared Fair. This is the one in May is out at the Coof Center in Dobbins.
Okay.
And we're gearing it towards really concentrating on the fire aspect for the foothill residents.
Yeah.
Anyone from Camptonville, Strawberry Valley Challenge, they come there and get information on all the facets and stakeholders there.
When is it?
It's May 19th.
May 19th. It's probably a Saturday or something.
No, it's actually this year Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, and so be prepared. What kind of things are they going to be besides the fire? I mean, basically, it's reassuring them and telling response times and
PG&E is going to be there
Okay.
to present and talk to them about how they've been doing a lot of fire
Yeah.
risk assessments. They've been doing all the infrastructure they've been fixing, trying to make
they've learned a lesson. Put it that way.
they are trying to fix the infrastructure
Yeah.
to pretty much give a more fire safe aspect. We're taking our command center out there, basically that anyone that has not signed up to Code Red or Zone Haven, we're going to assist them to do that and get everyone on there.
Do you monitor the weather on a daily basis?
Correct.
Yes.
Because that would be a big mitigating factor. Because I'm looking at the forecast, and we've got northwest winds at 20 up to 21 miles per hour, 24 miles per hour in the next couple of days.
Yes, they're thinking of a fire weather watch. Next few days.
Well, I got to ask you: is there a lot of fuel up there? And it's something that everybody's concerned about right now.
There's a lot of fuel. Yes.
Was it because of the big weather we had in December, and then basically nothing, a bunch of sunshine?
That does make a factor. I live in Browns Valley, so I usually gauge my property by how the weather is and how much moisture we had in the air and all that. And yeah, the big rains in October and December.
Yeah.
Really, I had it kind of promising that I was going to have a lot of big water year.
Yeah.
But after December, I started worrying, and
I've already had to have my yard mowed 4 times.
Yeah.
So I kind of gauge that, on how things are going. If that's doing that, I can imagine, let's say, some of the big fuel places like in the river bottoms and other places.
Yeah.
So how are you in contact with, obviously, fire departments? CAL FIRE is what it is now, right?
Yes, sir.
What was the deal with that? I mean, CAL FIRE was, what was it called before?
CDF.
CDF. So it's just changed its entity? Or
It's back then, to my understanding, it's just my understanding, don't quote me on this, when I worked for CDF, it's California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Then now they've shifted more towards, it's fire related.
Yeah.
And that's just my point of view. I'm not too versed on them. You'd probably have to ask one of the chiefs have been there for a long time.
Okay.
I've been through both transitions.
What are we worried about right now? Besides, I mean, the fire we talked about, but obviously not flood at this time, but it can happen.
Yeah, floods can happen, fires can happen. Our main thing right now, concerned with our OES team, really wanted to concentrate on and we wanted to tell the community is, you have a new team here. You have homegrown people that have grown in this area. We love the Yuba County, and we really want the people to know that we're here for them, as well as the agencies. And if they go in there, and the best thing I tell people is, like, if they tell you to evacuate,
don't argue.
Don't argue. Just go.
Yeah.
After this COVID hit a lot of departments hard and all that with staffing issues and all that. We're limited. Some departments are running on minimal staffing. So if they tell you to evacuate, trust in them, that we also are trusting and also in our agencies, public agencies, safety agencies, that we will take care of your area. Just evacuate. We will keep you informed, like John says and my team said, and we'll be keeping the county informed at all times. And we're trying to get those notifications out, trying to get the media to assist us and let the people be informed.
Well, we'll be part of that. Yes, sir.
I think education to the community is a very important factor, and I think we're very lucky to have John and Oscar with their background and
firefighting, yeah.
yeah, and emergency services, and collaborating that and being able to bring their knowledge and then our knowledge of our community and wanting to protect excuse me, our town and our citizens, knowing that we have these tools in place and getting those tools out to these community members and educating children and adults the same. Yeah.
I like the fact how y'all are taking this very seriously.
Yeah, we live here, so.
Well, and of course, it's great to have I don't know, harp on it too much, but a Marine, because, he gets things done,
Yeah, he
if you
does.
will.
I try.
Yeah, no, he does. It does. And like I said, and I just like I said, I have an awesome team.
Yeah,
I mean, I
do.
stepped in here. I said, John, he's been at it by himself since August, but like I said, his background, his Forest Service, and all that, he's going to help me. That's how Yuba County, on one side of it, you have foothills, you have firelands, and all that. It's going to be his role and all that. And then on the other hill, you have Sara here, who has the background in our farming, which a lot of our farming area and all that are in reclamation districts, which she's going to be assisting me and all that. And then on the other side, money, finances, and all that.
There you go.
And that's where Megan steps in. She helps me get the admin, finances, budgeting,
Yeah,
making sure
apply
everyone
for
gets,
grants and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, managing grants and all that.
Yeah.
We have a new grant system that we're trying to put in play to manage grants and help agencies apply to grants and make it more thorough, more fluid process. And Megan's assisting me with that. She will be teaming up with me.
I'm going to ask you, with what happened in Sacramento over the weekend, would that be considered something that emergency services would respond to, like a mass shooting like that?
If it overwhelmed the resources and they required us to activate, yes.
Yeah. So you would help, like cordon off streets or something like that?
No,
Or,
no. We're in OES. We support the agencies when they're overwhelmed.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So if it's out maxing their resources and they need more people from out of county and all that, that's when they call us and activate us. We would be monitoring at all times. Anything that happens here in the county right now, we monitor at all times.
So basically, if we had a big fire, you all would be the one, or John would be the one, calling these other places for mutual response, I guess. Say Sacramento, come up and help, or is that how it works?
Yep,
You
so it's
contact them,
mutual
or they
aid.
contact
So-
you?
Yep, so it's mutual aid, emergency management, mutual aid. It goes through Cal OES. So they'd go by nearby counties immediately, and then they'd start putting the call out further and further away, so that other county entities could start helping us respond. And they also have a law enforcement mutual aid, so that whenever they're doing cordons, evacuations, locking down roads, we don't have enough deputies and law enforcement here to lock down every road. So
I remember
backup
that.
will show up.
That's one of the things from the last, the evacuations. You had to have people, like CHP was filling in as street, cordoning off streets, and because it was such a fluid situation.
Yeah.
This one was open, this one was closed, and coordinate that information. Where do y'all coordinate? Do you have this like gigantic computer room? I'm picturing like the bridge of Star Trek.
Yes, they're in Yuba County
Really?
offices. We have an EOC, it's an Emergency Operations Center.
Yeah.
We have about 16 computers laid out. In each facet's in there, each stakeholder, like you have the operations section, you have your planning section, logistics, and the finances department and all that. And we're all working continuously, all fluidly working on different aspects of an emergency and what calls coming in.
It is pretty impressive.
I bet it is, especially when it fires up and everybody. Even just the training, I imagine.
Yeah.
A good training session make it feel sharp and
Yeah.
on edge and things like this. You're ready. Are you ready for the next thing, whatever it may be?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just because we're ready, it doesn't mean we'll stop training, though. We'll train
No.
every time. Yeah.
I love that. That'd be a great mission statement. Yuba County OES, we're ready.
That's all right.
Well, John Stone, planner for the Yuba County OES. We've got Oscar Marin, also Sara Baggett, and
Megan Akins.
Megan Akins. That's a beautiful name. I have you wonderful folks here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything I've not asked you that you want to make sure gets out there besides the safety fair coming up on May 17th?
No, just was the safety fair coming up on May 19th.
May 19th, okay.
May 19th, yeah, 5:30, 7:30, and then we're going to shoot for possibly another fair in the fall.
Okay.
And that's going to be geared towards more of the evacs for like floods Hopefully that
We'll
issue's
support
gone.
that as much as we can. Sarah?
I want to make sure to let everybody know to visit our website at Yuba County or Yuba County, Be
Okay.
Prepared, and sign up for Code Red and Zone Haven. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for everybody to at least jump on board and take a look at it. Sign up so we can help get you prepared and protected.
What about power outages? Is that something y'all fire up on, something like that?
Yes.
'Cause I had power outage the other night, and just I wouldn't think that OES would be involved because it's such a small group. But like a big one during windstorms?
Yes, on the ground scale.
Yep. So like a small localized one, we don't get involved. If you know,
Yeah.
but if it's several grids are affected, and if we know about it beforehand, so PG&E, PS, we'll start getting involved with that, putting the alert out, opening cooling centers, charging centers, community resource centers for everybody.
BePreparedYuba.org. BePreparedYuba.org is the place you need to go. Thank you very much, folks. I think we're in good hands.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
hope,
Thank you for having me.
I hope you all have a boring year. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, as nice as I can be. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 65 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted local expert for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.